So we all know, or we all say, we want to shoot lower scores. So that means y'all are going to practice, right? That all means you're going to practice your putting this winter, right? Of course, that's all you're going to do is you're going to work on that putting and get better at it. Am I right? Probably not, right? Well, maybe you need a thing to work on your putting with. Well, I want to show you this putting thing. Now, that's literally what it's called, is the putting thing. This might be the thing that will actually get you to start realizing you need to work on your putting and give you the solutions. Let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? Scott Oaken coming at you. We are here. We are talking about getting better in the off season. Now, what if I told you there was something that you should be doing that really good players know and they do it, and people that struggle or never see their scores get better, they never practice it and they never think to practice it? Would that sound like something that you would want to change? I would hope so. And that thing is, especially when we're getting inside, that is your putting. We all know that we need to get better at putting, and I'm always looking for ways. When I work with players that are looking to get into college. They're looking to play in tournaments. That is a large portion of the people that I work with. And I know that I need to get them to work on the part where their strokes come from. And that's on the green. We can always get better. We can always maintain our putting stroke, work on the keys to putting. And if there are aids or there are things that can help us do that, I am all for that. Now, there's a new aid that has come out that I think is really, really cool, because this aid is going to be very versatile. It's going to be able to be used indoors and out, and it's going to take care of or allow you to work on the key things that are going to help the most important part of our game. That is the putting thing. This is from Y Golf. You've heard of me talk about their products before, the pressure plates, the arm alarms. I love this company because they make aids that they almost kind of don't take themselves seriously, like when they name it. I mean, this thing's literally called the putting thing, but it's a very, very serious aid that has a kind of unserious attitude that goes around it. But this one is really, really good. So first off, let's start off with, if you're going to work on your putting, what are the things that you need to work on? Well, we talk about this in our Putting Guru Masterclass over at Scott Oaken Golf On Demand. You need to be able to start the ball on line. You need to be able to control your speed, and you need to be able to read a green. If you can put all those things together, then you're going to have a very good chance of making putts. Now, by far, the most important thing that you need to be able to do is start the ball on line. This aid is really, really good at allowing you to do that. So what this aid is, let's talk about it. It's a little plate. So some of you may have seen a device like this. The Pels Putting Tutor was a device. It has these little marbles and stuff that you'd put on there. And I had one of those. Great device. Couple of things about that device. It used to sit really high, so I always felt like I had to hover my putter and everything. That was always one thing. But the other thing is, it had all these marbles, and I would always be like, man, I hope I don't lose these. And then you lose the marbles, and what do you do? So there was always a lot of pieces that came along with this. Now, this is a very simple item. It comes in basically three pieces. It's got the plate, it's got a guide rail, we'll talk about that in a sec, and then it's got the bag that you can put it in and carry along. And as you can see, this isn't very big. It's not much, if it's a foot, if it's not much bigger, it's right around that, and this easily is going to fit in your bag. But what this device is doing is letting you work on all of the key things that we need to be able to do in putting, okay? So as we look at the device here, first things first, if we're going to start the ball on line, we need to be able to get set up correctly. We need to be able to be aiming correctly, getting the ball, looking where we're looking, and have a feeling that, hey, I know I am pointing where I think I'm pointing. So this device really helps with that. First things first, you have to be able to set the device up straight. So it has this guide rail that you use. So if you're using a putt, you can actually get it set up and say, all right, hey, I want to make this putt. I know this is a straight putt. I want to aim it straight ahead. So you can test it. You place the guide rail on. It's going to make sure the ball rolls cleanly through. So you can just hit putts worry-free and watch the ball go in the hole. That way you know, hey, I've got it aimed correctly and I've got it set up where I want to. I also like this because it helps you work on your speed and your green reading, because using the guide rail, you can actually work on where you should point it and start saying, all right, hey, I should point here. Let's see. All right, I rolled it a good speed by, but it didn't go in. My read was off. Or, hey, I had the read kind of go in there, but my speed wasn't right. That's the stuff that you can do with it. But from there, it allows you to get yourself set up. And then when you actually go to hit putts, it's got a couple of really key features that are really going to be important. One, it's got this simple line. It actually sits very right next to the putter face, parallel to the face. So when you're getting the putter set up, you can get that putter lined up right in line with this line, this little slot. And you're going to know your putter is set square. It also has these two little lines that actually sit on the outside of the golf ball. When you are getting over a putt, one of the big things is you have to get your eyes in a position that is consistent. And typically we want to see the eyes over the ball or maybe just inside. So if I have a golf ball in here and I get over the ball, I should be able to see both of these lines. And if you're just slightly inside, you would actually only see a little bit of the outside line, the line that's farthest away from you. That's going to help you be consistent in how you are setting up. The other thing I like, they actually have this little rubber strip here. They actually put it on here to help the putter when it rests so it doesn't slide on the board, which actually really does help. But the other thing I like is I like to line up my golf ball. I use these Strixon Divide golf balls when I'm practicing putting because I'm trying to get the ball lined up. I want to see if the ball rolls pure as I'm hitting putts. I want that ball to roll and try to keep the divide 50-50 as best I can. This actually really makes it easy to do that. I can just line the ball up to this line on the plate and I'm good to go. So it's really, really simple as we go through that. Now, once we get set up, we're gonna need to hit the ball squarely in the center of the face. That's one of the biggest things that we need to do as we're going through and trying to work on making sure our putting stroke is consistent. There's a drill, you've probably seen Tiger Woods do this a million times. He's done it forever. He gets on the green, he sets up 2 tees just outside of his putter head. He just putts through it and makes sure he's hitting the ball in the center of his face. Now, the one issue with that drill is when you set it up, it actually is a little tricky because you've got to get it aligned correctly so that you're hitting it on your intended start line. Well, with the putting thing, what I love is you actually have these little knobs that they use. So this is essentially that same gate, that same tee drill, but you have varying levels of how you can set this. Now, this is going to be for if you have a bigger putter, you can go with a wider setting so your putter can actually fit through. Or I actually can fit all the way through on the hardest setting, the 6. It's pretty tight, but I can set it through and get it all the way through with my putter. Now, the other thing though is you don't want to just get it wide outside your putter. You're trying to get it pretty close and see, hey, how accurate can I be in getting this putter to come back through? If you can do that on a consistent basis, what you'll find is your stroke is going to be a lot more consistent. I think you'll be amazed at how your stroke works out as you're going through. I also like that it can work for a variety of techniques. Anything that you might be trying in your putting, you also want to make sure you're hitting the ball in the center of the face. Doesn't matter what you're doing, your goal should be hit the ball in the middle of the face. And if you can do that consistently, you're going to have a much better chance of making some putts as you're going along. Then once we hit the ball in the center of the face, we need to make sure that ball is coming off the face on our intended line, which means essentially we need to get that putter face squared up as we're going through. Now, we have at the end, I talked about the marbles on some other devices. What we have instead is the same little turn knobs that you can set. Now this makes the gate either bigger or smaller. So you can start it off at a 0 if you're a beginner or if you've never done something like this. Start off with a 0. That's actually not too difficult, I find. If you can't do that, then you really want to work on your start line. But when you do it, you can actually then start increasing the level. I'm going to go up to a 1, a 2. I find that 2 going on to 3 is plenty of difficulty for me. I typically start at 2 and then go into 3. 4 is really, really tight. The ball will fit through, but it has barely any room. So if you're trying to get a really, really tight start line, that 4th setting is where you're gonna be. And if you can do that, I mean, props to you and kudos to you on how that works. So it's a really cool device. It's really, really simple. It works indoors and out. You can set it up. You can see on the bottom here, it has these little spikes. This is for when you're using it indoors. You can set it up, get it set, and then actually you are good to go. It won't move. If you're using it outside, you got these tee holes right here. You can actually just put tees in and keep the plate set. That's a big issue. But my favorite thing about this device is you actually have everything in one. I don't have a bunch of parts that I need to keep remembering. Oh, I need this for this. I need this for this. I have everything I need to be able to get set up, go quickly, and it's gonna make me wanna do it because it's not gonna be difficult to use. I can just throw it down, get where I need to aim it, make sure it's set, and then go. Hit putts, practice, and go from there. That is always the key for me when it comes to aids. They have to be easy, they have to be simple to use, and they actually have to solve critical problems that people have in their golf games. I don't just want an aid that does some random thing and it's not actually solving an issue that people have. So this is one that every single person could use because, like I said, putting is the most important part of the game. Putting is not that complicated. It's 3 key things in my book of what you need to be able to do. This will help you with all of them as you're going through. And most importantly, it really focuses heavily on the first key, which is can you get set up? Can you start the ball on line? Because that is going to then fall into the next 2 keys. If you can't start it on line, it's hard to judge your speed. If you can't judge your speed, it's really hard to read greens and be good at it. So getting yourself set and working on your game this winter, this putting thing is really, really, really awesome and something I can't wait to keep using because my putting is falling off. And so seeing this and being able to get my hands on it, I was really excited, and I've been out already using it a couple of times, and I'm excited what I've seen as far as hitting some putts and seeing how it worked on my game. Now, one final thing that is on this device that makes it really cool, that actually kind of really set me over the edge, because this is something that is difficult to do sometimes. I used to actually measure this. I'd carry 2 alignment rods in my bag. I had them measured off, and I would mark on there where I needed to roll a ball from, but you need to be able to tell what the stimp meter is. This putting rail, which actually is the guide that you use to roll the ball, you can actually take this off and doubles as a stimp meter. We will have more on this as we go, because we want to do this outside. You're not going to need to think about that too much working on your stroke inside, but knowing how fast the greens are rolling is a huge thing, and knowing the effects that that's going to have on your green reading and then judging your speed, obviously that's going to be huge as well. So I'm going to link this thing down below. If you're looking for ways to practice, you're looking for things that are going to be really effective for your game, again, this putting thing is really, really crucial and really going to help you shoot lower scores. I highly recommend it. And if you want to check it out, I will link it down below. I'll also link to it on Amazon. You can check it out in both spots. But remember, if you go to their website, we do have a discount code for it. I will link that and put that down in the description as well. If you have any questions about it, please leave a comment down below. What do you think of it? Is it something you're interested in? Or is there any other device that you're looking at that you want to work with? Let us know down in the description. Let all the other golfers in the community know as well, because we're all looking for things to get better and help our game going into 2024. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.